So I've seen way too few people know how to use the ipdb debugger to debug Python scripts. Or actually you can just use the inbuilt PDB debugger, but IPython is even nicer, or ipdb, because then you get an interactive shell with more syntax highlighting and so on. So I thought I would show how to use it, and I have a small Python script here, and I will first just install ipdb first by creating an environment using poetry in it. Let's do like that. I don't want to add dependencies interactively, and I create the file. Now I have the PyProject file here, and I will do poetry shell so that I get into the environment here, and then I'll do poetry add, and I will use it as a development library, ipdb. Right, actually, yeah, I actually had the virtual env since before. So anyway, I open the file, and what we do then, I'm gonna have a shortcut for that in my editor. Come on, you do import ipdb semicolon ipdb set trace. Then as soon as you run the script, you will drop into the ipdb console when you run the script, and we can try that. And that is exactly what happens after this line. Import ipdb, you drop into the console, and here you're using commands such as list. You can use L for listing. Instead you can use the short version for that. Double L is a longer kind of listing. Anyways, I'm standing on this line, file, open, etc. So let's go to the next line. We can do that with an N or next. Then I see that I have stepped onto the next line, A equals 0. And of course you can keep your editor open, so you can kind of easier navigate the code here. We have the file, we can check that one. And the nice thing here with IPython is that you have auto-completion. Yeah, exactly. File dot and then tab, and then you see all the kind of fields and commands that you have available on this object, which I think is really nice. The file is in read mode, for example. There's a lot of things you can do. Like also, of course, Python has a lot of built-in things so that you can check the structure of things. And you can use Python code here as well, like for item in print item. If you want to navigate the data structures of Python more, you can do that as well. Anyway, let's see where we are. We use L for list, and let's step forward ATGC, so we can actually check. They're just 0, so we can check the content of those. And then for line 5, we can check what content we have in the line. And now, of course, we have a check here in the code. If line 0 is not a graded and sign, then it will count, and now it will probably just continue in this loop. So we can double check that happens, and indeed it does. And now next time the line is containing some DNA, now we can see, we go forward, and let's see, yeah, and right, we can also see that it will skip the line if it just contains ends to the same length of the line, so to say. So here, okay, maybe that is a little bit tedious to just wait for all the lines containing just ends to pass by. So what we can do is we can, if we list a bit more context here, and we see that we on line 13 we are, if this if statement is true, we will get into line 13. So we can actually put a breakpoint there by using B13, and that will show up here as a 1 there. It's breakpoint 1. So now we can use continue, or just the C command, to continue until we get there. So now we can see how the line looks, and here we see that we don't have only ends. So we can start here, do what the script does, which is count the occurrences of A's, T's and G's. So let's see, we have A, C, G. Oh, sorry, I cannot. Was using C there for continue. So that confused the thing a bit. Let's see, where are we now actually? Okay, it continued until the next occurrence of the breakpoint. Right, so now we can continue, etc. Okay, let's say that we now want to just go on into the end. Let's see, I think we can actually get some more context if we do line 15, right? Because then, or okay, we list around the line 15, but I wanted to get to total base count here, so I'll put the breakpoint there on line 17, and I want to delete breakpoint 1. That was not the, I forgot how to do that. We have the help commands here, of course. How do we delete the breakpoints? Clear, maybe, I think clear. Yes, clear breakpoint 1. Okay, now if we list around like 15, now I want to continue until this breakpoint on this line, so that I can just check the total base count. So I will continue. Now this should take, I don't know, less than 10 seconds at least, according to my previous benchmarks. Maybe a bit slower because it runs through ipdb, I don't know. I'll look at the main code here as well. We should check if anything is running. And yes, Python script is running 99%. At least it's doing something. We have OBS Studio for the streaming, of course. Let's see. How much memory is it using? Come on. Well, I think maybe that is because I made that file a bit too much, but we can of course just cancel as well and check. I mean, now I interrupted it in the middle of the execution, so I can here as well just check the values of the parameters here. I said I can use Python in any way. Also, yeah, I mean, anything that you can do with Python you can do here as well. So we can do a quick calculation of what you have right now even. Okay. Now we can compute fraction. And we can print what I actually wanted to do. Fraction times 100. This is making it to percent rate. So 37%. Now, do I remember how to do this? No. Okay. Anyways, so I mean, this is some things you can do, and now, of course, if we want to quit, we just use Q. And it complains a bit, probably because I didn't finish the execution. But this is a small guide of how you can use the ipdb debugger in Python.